Now is Dr. Imran Ali, who is a resident physician at Bridgeport Hospital in New Haven, Connecticut. Dr. Ali, the blood alcohol level that Tanya Kapalia-Eason had, is it the kind of level whereby partygoers would know for certain that she was completely incapacitated, not able to drive a car safely?
Absolutely. I want to make it much easier. Instead of doing 0.14, 0.12, just think of it in the way we measure it in the blood serum, 50 milligrams per deciliter of blood. So her blood alcohol level was 148. So the legal limit would be 80 milligrams. So she was 148. She was definitely above that.
Almost double. So, you know, pragmatically speaking, if we see someone at a party who is 0.148, as the reports come in about Tanya, it would be brutally clear. I mean, I'm just trying to get the idea of, some people don't look drunk at all at 0.08, and they would blow over and they would be DUI. Right. But at 148, clearly you blow over, but what would you appear to be?
Well, the thing is, you would get cerebellar ataxia. You would get loss of balance. And I think there were reports of her having difficulty just getting into the SUV, and people were trying to tell her about that. So it's really unfortunate.
So, Ed Dean, what Dr. Ali just said, people were trying to tell her about that. There are these reports of people at the Halloween party who said they tried to stop her. What do you know about that?
Ashley, interesting thing about that question you just asked. This wasn't an adult Halloween party. This was a children's Halloween party. According to eyewitness authorities there that told police that there was no representation of whether or not she was drunk or not when she showed up at the party, but there she was drinking rum. She had several shots of Jell-O pudding, and in fact, at around 11:45 before she left, she helped clean up the place, and many of those of the eyewitnesses said, "Don't go anywhere. You're drunk. Don't do anything." They didn't even ask to get her keys, according to the police reports to authorities. The question is how did they and why did they let her go with 8 other children in that Ford Expedition?
And here is something that a witness said, calling 911. "Oh, my God, we told her not to drive, and she did anyway." The 911 operator says, "Was she drinking?" The witness says, "Yes, she was, and she wouldn't listen to us, and she drove off anyway." Clearly, these are the kinds of things that are going to come into play in a trial as serious as she is charged with felony DUI resulting in death, 2 counts of them. Joining me now, former prosecutor Randy Zellin and defense attorney Misty Maris as well. I guess the first question would be, why would it take so long to charge her? Because this has just happened over the weekend, and this was a Halloween party 2 months ago. Why this delay?
It is a very strange situation, Ashley, but all we can opine is that they were really collecting all of the evidence, some of the common law evidence outside of the breathalyzer test. For instance, talking to witnesses, speaking to her, and that is likely the reason why the police waited to charge her until now.
There were 8 kids in this car, Randy. 2 of them, her own, died. 6 of them were injured. So far, there are just these 2 counts pertaining to the deaths of her 2 children. What about the 6 children who were injured? What does that do to this?
There are, first of all, it's very difficult, and I'm rarely at a loss for words, but when you watch that father, it's very difficult to actually be able to speak. But I have to put my lawyer hat back on. What you have is a few things. You've got the additional charges because you've got the reckless conduct causing the death. You've got reckless conduct causing the injury. You've got endangering the welfare of every minor. And I'll tell you something, this woman, not only the woman, but the friends are very lucky that this was not California, because California has a Good Samaritan law. And when there are minors involved, if you don't really do something to stop it, you could find yourself locked up at all. But to Misty's point, what took so long? This was blood, to the doctor's point. So the blood has to go out. It has to go out to the lab. It's got to be analyzed. We didn't discuss whether it's whole blood versus plasma, which could affect the reading. But to Misty's point, yeah, they're going to cross, dot, do it all, because lock it down with this woman.
They got their ducks in a row on this one. Andrew, our hearts and our thoughts go out to you and Nina as you get through the holiday season, and we do wish you the best. And thank you for sharing your story with us tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.